The California sun streamed through the windows of the Tamayo household. It was June 6, 2003. 9-year-old Jeannette Tamayo, a bright and cheerful child, was getting ready for school. The day seemed ordinary, promising the carefree joy of summer approaching, but fate, it seemed, had other plans. A knock on the door shattered the morning peace. It was a stranger, a man who would later be identified as David Montiel Cruz. He forced his way into their home, his eyes burning with malice. Violence erupted, swift and brutal. Jeannette's mother and brother, caught off guard, were brutally attacked. Jeannette watched in horror, her young mind struggling to comprehend the nightmare unfolding before her. Cruz, his face contorted with rage, grabbed Jeannette. He dragged her out of her home, her screams swallowed by the morning air. The life she knew, the safety of her family, was gone in an instant. Her abductor, a predator unknown, had stolen her away, leaving behind a trail of blood and terror. Jeannette was trapped, her future uncertain, her world reduced to the confines of a stranger's car. Fear, cold and paralyzing, gripped her young heart. She was alone at the mercy of a monster. The hours that followed were a blur of fear and despair. Cruz took Jeannette to his house, a nondescript dwelling that became her prison. He confined her to a second-story bedroom, a space that reeked of danger and captivity. The hours stretched into an eternity, each tick of the clock a hammer blow to Jeannette's fragile hope. Cruz, fueled by a depravity that defied human understanding, abused Jeannette physically and sexually. Words cannot describe the horrors inflicted upon this innocent child, the pain etched into her soul. Yet even in the darkest depths of her ordeal, a spark of defiance flickered within Jeannette. She knew that survival depended on her wits, on outsmarting her captor. She had to become invisible, to disappear into the background noise of his madness. Jeannette resolved to fight, to cling to life with every fiber of her being. She would not be another victim, her story lost in the annals of forgotten tragedies. Jeannette Tamayo would survive. She would escape the clutches of this monster. She would live to tell her story. Jeannette knew that open defiance would be met with brutality. She needed a different strategy, a way to lower Cruz's guard and create an opportunity for escape. So she began to talk to him, engaging him in conversations, weaving tales to humanize herself and appeal to any shred of humanity he might possess. She fabricated stories about having asthma and another disease, claiming she needed medicine. Her innocent facade, a mask hiding her terror, seemed to have an effect on Cruz. He began to see her as a person, a child, rather than just a victim. Days turned into nights, each one a victory against insurmountable odds. Jeannette's spirit, though battered, remained unbroken. She clung to the hope of freedom, her will to survive fueled by the love for her family. Then, a breakthrough. Cruz, lulled by a false sense of security, allowed Jeannette to walk around the house without handcuffs. He even took her outside, a brief respite from the stifling confines of her prison. Jeannette knew this was her chance, a sliver of opportunity she had to seize. On the second day of her captivity, Cruz drove Jeannette to a street corner and let her go. The moment she had prayed for had arrived. Jeannette watched as Cruz's car disappeared into the distance, but her ordeal was far from over. Jeannette knew Cruz had to be stopped. She approached a stranger and asked for help. The police arrived quickly. Jeannette recounted her experience. She remembered every detail. Her memory was key to his capture. Following her directions, the police descended upon Cruz's house. He was apprehended as he prepared to flee. The evidence against him was overwhelming. Cruz was convicted and sentenced to over 100 years in prison. Jeannette had not only survived, she had triumphed. Her story serves as a beacon of hope. Jeannette's journey is an inspiration to us all.